when one of the executive producers says, "Trust me, you don't want to miss tonight's Lucha Underground episode," you better watch it. Lucha. Welcome back, everyone. J-Bone here. Let's get into this Lucha Underground Season 2, Episode 13, 13. Monster versus Monster. Yeah, there was... they crammed so much shit into each episode. It's just unbelievable. We start out in Cueto's office, and we've got Phoenix sitting next to Drago, sitting next to Aerostar, all three in a row. And he starts talking about the Trios tournament, and it's like, oh, we're going to see these guys team up again. But then Cueto starts talking about how they lost last year, so he didn't want history to repeat itself. And so he decides to, not do that. Takes Phoenix, puts him in a trios tournament match with PJ Black and Jack Evans, which, considering the rivalries going on this season so far, and how he loves to, stir pots. That's all Cueto's doing is stir pots. I assumed that he was going to put Drago or Aerostar with PJ Black or Jack Evans. But, they changed it up. They switched it up. They, what you assumed they were going to do, they're always changing stuff up. What? What's the matter? Really? I'm doing a Lucha Underground episode review here. No, I'm not talking about Prince Puma in this one. I'm sorry, he wasn't in this episode. And here's Savvy, of course, having to get in the action here, as all McKitties always do. They gotta be on camera. They're just hilarious. Okay, I'm gonna continue now. All right, is that okay with you? Okay. Back to Cueto's office. So he puts, hey, settle. I'm doing a video right now. Okay? I'll put Prince Puma on TV for you later, I promise. Okay? Okay, hop down now. Okay. Man, my cats. So yeah. Phoenix, really? Phoenix is in, no, baby, no. I'm not putting on Prince Puma right now. No. We will watch him later. I promise. I love you. Oh, my God. Really? We continue. It's absolutely hilarious. So, Trios Tournament, Phoenix, Jack Evans, PJ Black, and he puts Aerostar versus Drago. You following this? Aerostar versus Drago in a match for one of the ancient Aztec medallions. So, because they're such a good team, and of course, like I said, stirring pots. Cueto's just, stirring shit up. It's hilarious. And they go right into that match. And this match, oh my God. I love both these guys. They're both so much fun to watch. I didn't know really... How do you root for one of them, So Aerostar ends up winning, but man, he looked like he got a little banged up in this match. He had one accident where he fell off the ropes. That looked painful. It really did. Are you still here? Are you taking off now? Okay. Uh, he was so quiet. Great match. 5-star match between these two. Counter versus counter versus counter. They had more counters in this match than I think, Dean Ambrose has counters. It's counter mania. Then we get Taya walking in on Mundo working out. And she says that she was talking to Cueto about getting Mundo one of those medallions because he didn't get a chance for that last year. So he just thinks he's so much hot shit that he's just going to get one, And she's like, yeah, you are in a match for one of the medallions against Cage. And he's like, well, that's no problem. You'll be there to help me out just in case things get rough, right? She's like, no, you're in a match with Cage in a cage. And, and the best part of this promo, Mundo, and it's funny because all this stuff is shot, months ago. And in the middle of this, he says, I'm not just a man, I'm the man. And it's like, hey, where have we heard that before? The timing is absolutely impeccable because Roman Reigns has been using that same promo, or I'm not a bad guy, a good guy, I'm the guy, that one, in all his promos lately. And the fact that those two went back and forth on Twitter, you got to wonder if, Mundo knew about this and he's just laughing to himself the entire time leading up to this episode and this promo where he knew this was going to be in. So it's just really funny. Excuse me. So yeah, hell of a match setup. I don't know if that's going to be the headliner next week or what. Actually, I'm kind of assuming it is, but we'll see. Cage match with Mundo versus Cage, and it's for one of the ancient Aztec medallions. That is going to be insane. I cannot wait to watch that. I love that feud. Nuts. Trios tournament match, the Disciples of Death versus Phoenix, PJ Black, and Jack Evans. This match had so much drama in it. And like 99% of it came from Jack Evans being like the total goofy heel. Like he didn't want to tag in, and when he got tagged in, he got hurt, and he wanted to tag out right away. It was just hilarious. You gotta love Jack. He's so good in the ring, but I've never seen this side of him before. He is just like over the top, screaming at the crowd at the top of his voice about what he can do or what he's not going to do. It's just nuts. So Phoenix, PJ Black, and Evans actually end up winning this match, and Katrina is so pissed she just walks away. And we get a segment then in back to Cueto's office where you got Angelico, Son of Havoc, and Ivelisse, and they assume that they're still going to be defending their championships, but they're not. There's going to be a 4-way match next week of the 4 teams that won, and team whatever you want to call it, Angelico, Ivelisse, and Son of Havoc are in this match, and it's going to be for the trios champions. So they're going into this. It's like they've already been stripped of the championship. They're not like guaranteed champions walking into it. It's Cueto's just, like I said, he's always stirring shit up. He's so bad. You gotta love him. And this is the first time we've seen in weeks again that this team doesn't look like they're exactly on the same page. They got that little bit of friction going. So, I got a feeling we're going to see new trios champs next week. And if I had to pick one, I'd pick Mysterio, Puma, and Azteca Jr. So we'll see, and maybe that'll be the headliner. Who knows, man? But just knowing that those two matches are going to be in there next week is going to be nuts. Hell, it might take up the whole episode. Who knows? Then we get a segment in the locker room where Katrina's just balls to the wall, pissed off at the Disciples of Death because they lost again, and she's screaming at him. She's like, "Give me one reason why I shouldn't destroy you right now." And Sinestro de la Muerte is thinking you're trying to keep track of these guys, but they actually give them names. The guy in the middle, Sinestro de la Muerte, he takes this into his own hands. Literally. He punches to the right, rips the black heart out of, was it Trace? Whatever, one of the other guys, and it's covered in black slime, and it's still pulsating in his hand. And Katrina's like, holy shit. And the look on her face is priceless. And then she turns around and she goes, "Is that all?" And then he's like, oh, takes a black heart out of him, and he's standing there with the pulsating black hearts dripping in black sludge, which takes out 2 out of the 3 Disciples of Death, and he stands there and he holds them out and he looks up and his eyes start glowing, and it's like, if you looked at the Twitterverse, everybody talking about, oh, Sinestro de la Muerte leveled up. It's like, yeah, he gained their powers, and it was like the total video game moment. It's just hilarious. Finish him. That's what we're talking about on the Destroying Kayfabe podcast right after the episode. So 1 out of the 3 gained the powers of the other 2. And you gotta wonder how this is going to transform him. Are they going to, completely change this character? And I gotta look back at who. I know one of the guys was, I know I'm breaking the fourth wall here. One of the guys was Argenis, and I don't remember who played the other 2 guys, the guy behind the mask. So I gotta look. You guys have been really great about talking to me. If I ever ask a question on here, I usually get feedback from someone. Let me know who's behind the masks, because that helps with knowing who they are, because who's under Mil Muertes, who's under Matanzas, and stuff like that. So just out of curiosity's sake, put in the comments below. And then we get the championship match, Matanza versus Mil Muertes for the Lucha Underground Championship. Monster versus Monster. These 2 clobbered the shit out of each other. Great match. All over the place. In the ring, out the ring, over by the announce desk. Cueto took the bump of the night. Oh, I shouldn't say bump of the night. The bump of the night comes later in the match. If you want to call it a bump. Cueto took he's gotten punched and roughed up a little bit in the previous season. This, you got choke slam pretty much. It was like a drop, but still, it was whoa. So hats off to Cueto, man. And that guy could take a punch. Mil Muertes had him up, choking him. And Matanza was choking out Katrina at one point too. It took a chair to the back. Then they went up the stairs, behind the people, over on top of Cueto's office. Man, Cueto's office is always taking just a ridiculous beating, you know. He must have put a little, little hex over the windows, maybe they won't get broken anymore this season. But the roof, oh my God. Muertes gave Matanza a flatliner through the roof of the office. And just the look on everyone's faces, was just like, oh my God, did that just happen? You kind of knew that was going to happen, but until it happens, it's like, oh man, are they going to do this again? And yeah, they sure as hell did. They're going through doors, going through windows, and through the roof of the damn office. And it looked great. It did, of course, yes, it was cut away and whatever, but it's still awesome. That doesn't take anything away from that. And then, Cueto's on top of the office next to the railing there, screaming down at Katrina, war, war, and he even said it in Spanish too. Man, just the place, just blowing the roof off the place again, just unbelievable. And then as I was getting ready for the Destroying Fame podcast, right after that, watching that episode, I kind of missed the end segment. Didn't realize that Lucha Underground is now being graced by the presence of Lorenzo Lamas. And I was like, oh my God, I recognize that name. And I had to do a little research to figure out who that was. Because I was like, oh, who's this guy? New character. And he walks in, he plays... Give me a second here. Oh, Eric Van Wagenen, executive producer, tweeted out, welcome my friend Lorenzo Lamas to the Lucha Underground Temple. Councilman Delgado. Looks like a real scumbag. He'll fit right in. Yes, he does. He's talking to Officer... damn it, what's her name? The cop behind the desk. I've talked about her before. I can't think of her name because she's not on every episode. He's talking to her about, you need to back off because Boyle Heights is my jurisdiction. And she's like, oh, well, just because you got the mayor in your pocket and whatever, talking about that, thinking that that's the guy that is kind of influencing this Councilman Delgado, Lorenzo Lamas' character. And he's like, no, it's someone much bigger. And in that scene was great. The cinematography in this entire episode was absolutely epic. But in my opinion, giving a little constructive criticism to this episode, I would have put this segment before the final match, and I would have ended the episode with the falling through the office. That's the only criticism I would have changed in this episode. Other than that, epic episode, great matches. The cinematography, even especially the segment in the locker room where he pulled the heart. He didn't see his fist go through the chest, pulling out the heart. They didn't get that gory. They still want to keep this. I guess PG-13. I don't think it's TVMA, but it's borderline. Considering the gore factor here with the black sludge, and what it is in his hand, the beating heart. So yeah, we'll have to see who this influential character is that's actually running the show. Sounds like someone big and new is coming to Lucha Underground. Someone who's protecting protecting Cueto, protecting the temple, an outside influence, someone that might actually have some real Aztec ancient juju power, whatever, like Katrina does. I have no clue. I have absolutely no clue. My guess is, well, a few weeks ago, MVP said he was signed under contract, and then a week later he lost his job. So that would have been my guess. I would have loved to have seen him as a part of this. But then, like I said, this is all shot months ago. So, I have no clue who's coming into this. Are they going to bring back Chavo? Are they going to bring back... Are they going to bring back, Blue Demon Jr. or Blue Demon? Was that who it is? I don't know. Someone from like last season. Who knows? The curiosity has me. So that's it for this one. Unbelievable episode. Next week we get the 4-way trios tag team tournament. That is going to be the most insane tag match ever. I'm going to be on the edge of my couch, falling off my couch, popcorn flying everywhere for that one. And we get Mundo taking Cage to Slamtown in the cage. Slamtown Mania. That's it for this one. Can't wait till next week. Thanks for watching.